Hey, good morning, class. Mr. Aitken here. Want to introduce a new presentation to you, actually more of a project for you. You're going to be making a children's book out of one of Shakespeare's plays. The one you're going to be working on this time is going to be Macbeth. That's going to be for the seniors. Let's talk about that. You should have two handouts at the moment. Let's get those out and take a look at them. Here they are. Your first handout should look like this up at the top. It's going to say essay steps for quote integration. That's going to help you. And the second handout is going to be a rubric for Acts 1 and Acts 2 of the project. Let's take first a look at how you do this. If you take a look here, you'll see that there are several ways for you to do quotes. The first one is, well, it's wrong. So, if you notice in this quote, it says, Medea is by nature passionate and independent woman. Quote, instead, she may be moving towards some dreadful plan, for her heart is violent. She will never submit to this cruel treatment. Well, the problem with that is, I don't know who said it. I don't know where they said it. I don't know who they said it to. I don't know what it means. There is no explanation whatsoever. So the next one is a little bit better. And in that one, it says the following. Medea is by nature a passionate and independent woman, according to the nurse. There we go. There's the information that I need. Who knows Medea well? A little bit of context. Her, quote, heart is violent, end quote. And in relation to her present abandonment, Medea, quote, will never submit to this cruel treatment. Now, I still don't have much of a context, but I do have more information. The best one is the one down at the bottom of the page. And here's what it says. The nurse is in a position to know Medea well, and from her we learn a good deal about the protagonist's character. I'm not going to dock you points if you don't get that right and you don't use the word protagonist. When the nurse says that Medea may be scheming because her, quote, heart is violent, it suggests that Medea is by nature a passionate woman under any circumstance. Moreover, the nurse's prediction that Medea will, quote, never submit to cruel treatment, end quote, implies that Medea is the sort of independent person who will rebel against abuse. You know what? That's great. And now I know who said it. I know who they said it to, but I still need a little bit more of context. So now let's take a look at some of the examples that we've got here. This is one of them. You'll notice eventually they're going to be bound. This is what your rubric will look like later on when you're done. It will eventually have a title. I thought this is very cute. The king and the queen both have crowns. So just thought you'd like that. And bottom, because this is Midsummer Night's Dream, has donkey's ears. Just in case you're wondering. So let's take a look at what would the very first page look like. It might look like this. Theseus, Duke of Athens, and his bride-to-be Hippolyta are planning their wedding. Theseus says to Hippolyta, quote, now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptials, our draws on a pace. 4 days brings in another moon, end quote. Now notice, right there you've got Act 1, Scene 1, lines 1 through 3, MLA format, meaning that he can't wait for their wedding day. And there's a very cute little illustration. So, I know who said it. I know who they said it to. I know where they said it. And I have an explanation about what it means with an illustration. Let me show you another example that would work. This one's bound slightly differently. And this one has more of a manga look to it, where the character is actually saying the words. But again, down here at the bottom, it says, Hermia and Lysander discuss the trial, but must be faced by those who are in love. Quote, so now I know who's doing the speaking. The course of true love never did run smooth, Lysander says. Act 1, Scene 1, line 134. Fantastic information there. I really enjoyed that. He means that there are always obstacles on the path to your destination and that you must work to overcome. So Lysander proposes a plan. Now I'm getting an explanation about what's going on. He has his aunt, wealthy and childless, who lives 7 leagues from Athens and cares for him like a son. At her house, Hermia and Lysander can get married, and because the manor is outside of Athens, they would be free from Athenian law. Hermia is overjoyed, and they agree to travel to the house the following night. And here is an image of Hermia, who is saying, I will go with thee into the woods to look for your aunt, and there I will marry thee. So these are the pieces we're looking for. Let me show you a non-example before we go any further. This one's for Julius Caesar. So I have an illustration here. This is looking pretty good. Stick figures are just fine. But look at the bottom. The bottom says, Caesar wanted complete power, and such was his downfall. He believed everything was great because of him. Quote, these growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wings, Act 1, Scene 1, line 71, again, MLA format, is what people called Caesar's men close to him. The problem is, I don't know who said that quote. Another problem, I don't know where they said it. I don't know when they said it. I don't know whom they said it to. So this does not meet the criteria. Here's another one. Next page. Great illustrations. Fantastic. In fact, Caesar's actually labeled. He's shorter than the other one. What do you know? And it says, they could not be farther from the truth. Caesar was tyrannical and often tricked his people, his, quote, serviles. Act 1, Scene 1, line 74. No one was close to Caesar and never would be. Again, I don't know who said serviles. I don't know the context. I don't know who they were saying it to. So this is what I need. Now, for tonight, you're going to be doing one act and one scene from one act every night until the project is done. If you've got any questions, let me know.